And we are live! Today we are doing some FMOD reverse engineering. So I'm gonna post in the chat the link to the stream in, some cool, so I'm gonna post, come join the stream, guys. Sussy activities are occurring. Alright, so today what we have in store for us. Okay, I need to fix chat real quick. How do I do that? I think I need to get onto my YouTube studio page real quick. YouTube.com, get the chat display working. Let's see, content, live. Let's see, edit the stream. Dude, where can I get a chat link? Maybe I have to copy this here, and then just go here, and then put this here. Hey! Got chat pulled up. Awesome! So, please, I'll wait for some people to kind of join in, but, yeah, it might just be me. It might just be me. But, the thing that's awesome about streaming is that, well, actually, it has nothing to do with you guys. It has everything to do with me. I get to keep all these videos so that I can watch myself in the future. So, hello! Welcome to the stream, Dill L. You got quite the superhero name. Nice DC reference for you guys. Okay, so what are we doing today? Today we are looking at the FMOD files in Cars to see if we can figure out how to recover the project information from the FEV-FSB. So, what I'm going to do is there is a project online for the I think I might have bookmarked it. Anyway, I gotta search up FSB4. There is a, there's this soundbank editor which has information about the FSB itself, and then there's this, this FEV, let me see, FMOD FEV. Yeah, so there's this, project here, FMOD FEV decoder, and yeah, so what I'm gonna do is essentially we're gonna go in here and we're gonna look at this file and try to essentially figure out how these files work. And I didn't really do any research before this stream, so we're kind of just gonna wing it, and if it turns out I'm being really stupid, I guess it is what it is, but yeah. Yeah, okay, so let's see. So we are looking for DDX sound. So one thing that I've done so far is I've identified the exact version of FMOD Studio, or FMOD Designer that they used for the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at these FEV files and try to recover information from them. So what we are going to use is imhex, which is a tool which is used by a lot of smart people to reverse engineer file formats. So we're going to pick a nice and simple file, the frontend.fev file. So we're going to drag this in here, and we're going to start by looking at the header. So I'm going to try and see if I can use this tool to kind of figure things out. But of course, this isn't necessarily going to work out exactly the way I'm envisioning. So, yeah. I can already see that there's some information that is kind of embedded in this file itself. So one thing I noticed is that the FEV has a lot of information about how to reconstruct the actual audio data. And so I'll be using the event viewer to kind of view any information that I can parse out of there. Also, there's these TXT files, which I don't even think need to be here, and they just kind of left, the devs just kind of left it here. But we're going to look at this stuff, and there's some cool stuff here. So, for example, there's this UUID right next to the name inside this TXT file, and if you look close, you can find that UUID is actually stored right here. So you can see B1DF, 1B, 5C. B1DF, 1B, 5C. There you go, right there. So let's try to get to this location in the file while we're parsing it. So, yeah. Okay, welcome to the stream, Blue Dragon. It is a swell day, or I guess morning. We are gonna figure some stuff out. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is look at this number, and let me quickly set my endianness to little. Ah, we're already in little. Maybe we need to, actually no, I think little is correct. Okay, so the first thing I see is an offset table, so I'm going to want to look at the size of it and try to see if I can get any cheeky bits of information. We're looking at around 272 bytes of data here, and let's see, 272 divided by 8 would be 34. So we're looking for something around 34. Okay. So maybe we can, maybe we should not look at that right now and instead just look at this. So let's see. We can find at least a piece of code in here that kind of relates to what we're looking at. Maybe that'll help us. Okay. So let's see. Hash chunk. Okay, I feel like this might be too new of a format. So, okay. Alright, okay. We might have to just wing this entirely ourselves, which is unfortunate. But one thing I do know is, one thing I can kind of tell is that there's this list of event names, right? So if you look in the, or not event names, but there's this, yeah, actually, these categories are stored here, it looks like. So we see music, SFX, SFX2D, SFX3D, dialogue, main, and front end. I believe, actually, front end might not be part of that. But anyway, this looks like some sort of string table where things seem to be aligned by a particular amount. So 6 probably means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, so we'll kind of get a pattern here. Then we see a number, which has to be there, and then we see a little bit more information here before we are presented with a size for the something here. Yeah, here, where we read this here, we see the size of the next thing. So going from here to the end of that, we see there's this few pieces of data here. Can we get any information about these the music event, the music category? If we can find anything about the music category from the thing, that would be oh so helpful. So let's open up that in the thing and see if we can get some more information. Okay, I like Cars 3 Driven to Win music of London Buckingham Sprint because 2024 was my favorite year. That I feel like those things are relatively unrelated. But awesome that you had a great 2024. I had a really good 2024 as well. It was my senior year of high school, and I was the lead programmer for my high school robotics team, I had a lot of fun. You know, it was great. It was a passing of the torch to my successor. It was emotional. It was great. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking for categories. Under the music category, we're looking for a piece of information that we can kind of suss out here. So, we might not be able to get much information in here. Here's something interesting. It could be that these are green for some reason. It could be that these green are meaning that they're used or unused or something like that. But I see that there's a mode 2D and there's a max playback of 1. Can we see that in here or not? Or it might be this floating point number right here might be max playback. And then, well, this mode might be something else. Okay, let's see. Okay, event hierarchy. I guess we should kind of, table that for now. So, the structure I can kind of suss out from this is likely that, okay, 1, 2, 3, nah. See, this number 3 would lead me to believe 1, 2, 3, but no. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it could be. Okay, I think I gotta get it now. So there are nodes. So they say master, and then they have this whatever, and then they have the node count. So the amount of like child nodes that this has. So this is 3, and there's this one, and this, or as this one, and this one, and then they have child indices. I see. Okay. Let's start with that. Okay, so what do we kind of suss out from there? So we read the length of the string, right? So we can say unsigned, or let's just do U32 name length, and then the name of the category, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bytes. So we do car name length. Then immediately after, we get, because the length includes the null terminator. Then after that, we get a floating point number. So I'll put float unc, because we don't know what that does. Then we see a 0, and another 0, and then a child count, I believe. Or 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then the child count. So 3 of them. Okay. So U32 on 2, 3, 4, and child count. There we go. Then we are looking at 6, probably just meaning the next entry. Okay, so this is probably all we really need, is just this stuff, right? So it kind of repeats in this order. Now, starting from this master node, it looks like we also have the bank names that are stored somewhere else. Okay. So, okay, first off, we know this isn't what that is because that comes later. And I think that this, okay, I think what this might be is if we look at under SFX 2D, we see closing 2 here, and we see this 10 here. So then we see 10, so then we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bytes, and then we read this as a floating point number. We get, oh no, that's not it. Oh no, I'm being stupid. Yeah, this is the UUID, which means we read the UUID for 16 bytes. And then we have a thing here, and then another float. So I think after one float there might be an... Actually, no, this is not related. I'm being stupid. Anyway, the other thing we can say is name length. Okay, and then car name length, and then UUID, or actually no, GUID. I think it's GUID, which is 16, and then float unc 2. And then there's a bunch of like there's a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. Front end closing 2. This is interesting. So there's definitely a string table here. And I think the hierarchy is weird. I think they probably have to distinguish between the types of nodes that are there, like whether or not it's a this or a that. So what I'm probably going to do is going to turn this into a struct and then place it a few locations in the file. So let's say struct, or actually no, let's just quickly do pragma endian little. We can create a structure in here. We'll name it category entry, even though we don't know if it's actually just categories or if it's just any string in the file, or any name or directory or anything adjacent to that. So yeah. Because Buckingham Sprint was my favorite, it gave me great memories of Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Casa Grande's, Loud House, and including My Little Pony. Okay, I've heard a lot of bad things about both Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, particularly the creator. I believe they go by the name Vivzy Pop or some shit. I don't know. People don't like them for some reason, and the sense of the style of humor in clips I've seen is like heartbroken emoji, right? Like, you know, wilted flower emoji. You know what I mean? So I that's just me personally, but yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really understand what the connection between Has-Been Hotel and the Buckingham Sprint track. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But whatever works in your head, because I have also a bunch of weird like connections where, you know, something and something completely unrelated will remind me of something else. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of data here that I just don't have, I guess. But yeah. So, let's see. I'm interested, what is this, like, negative 249.626 and 203.810? What does that mean? It's very weird to me. But, okay. Let's see. Okay, event hierarchy. It might be trying to traverse the, like, thing. Okay, well, yeah, what I was trying to do is, like, label this out. Okay, so we're starting from, I guess, okay, this is 12, right? Where we start with 12, and then we go 12 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we'll start here. So at 0x16a. So category entry at 0x16a. Run it. Oh no! We forgot to copy the goddamn length. How dumb could we possibly be? Okay, cool. Let's make it bigger, so there's 3 of them. And make it so that there's actually 5 of them. then we'll make it so that there are 6 of them. Then make it so that actually, so that there is not 7 of them, because this is it in terms of the category count. So we know that there were 6 of these. So do we see any numbers that indicate how many categories are listed here? Main is not a category, right? Let's double check that. It is not. Okay, cool. So that seems interesting. Why would they... okay, so then there's these bank names, which seem to be kind of significant. Okay. They happen to do this like pattern of like name, length, and then the string itself quite frequently. Okay. Let's see. Can we get some more information out of this? This is our 109 or 108, 264, 264 over 8 would be 33. See, I'm trying to get a count for this because that means I can go further in parsing the file. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, 280. 280 over 8. Does that divide? Only 35. Yeah, I don't see a 35 anywhere. That's interesting. Maybe these don't work the way I'm expecting them to. Okay. Let me read chat for a bit. And also, if Jack, Check, Cars Tube have a PS5 have a DLC, but there's no DLC pack. I check on PS4, still no DLC pack. Xbox, there is a DLC pack. I'm gonna be so for real. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Sorry. Forgive me. I am tired as well, but I have no idea what you just said. Blue Dragon, like in AOE, but the AOE, despite covering everything, that still needs a center. Audio playback. I'll be honest, Blue Dragon, I know nothing about audio and like anything about like frequencies and like fucking like decoding and coding and stuff like that. Like my expertise is just in the files themselves, so I don't really know what that stuff means. So I don't know what any of this means, but I assume these files, these numbers are just somewhere in the file. We'll find them eventually. So yeah, okay. But the first thing I'm after right now is oh shit, we just read the number 33. Cool. That should help us if we look at 33. If we take the name 33, multiply by 8, we get 264. Okay. There we go. Awesome. We already know in a way what to do. Okay. Let's start mapping some stuff out. Okay. Let's start with struct fev file. Okay. Car. Actually, no. Car. Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Car. Oh no, I hate the editor in imhex. Car magic 4, and then we see an integer, 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 integer. So we don't know what any of those do. We'll just put integer, unc 1. Copy it again. Oh, I guess not. Unc 2. 32 unc 3. U32, and then we have unc count. Then we're gonna have like an entry with something. So we're gonna be like U32 unc 4, which is unc count times 2. Then we start reading strings again. So let me just make sure I did it right and just inject an FEV file header at symbol 0x0. Cool. Awesome, cool. Now we want to read this string, and then we read another string, which is 2. Interesting. That's probably a child count, and then we read this number, which is 512, and then 6, and then this number, which I assume might be a float. No, it's not. This strikes me as some kind of... No, not UUID. Something. Okay. I suspect there is a UUID in there somewhere, but I don't quite know what that is. Okay, so we're looking for front end frontage. Just front end, nothing else. Okay, and let's see. There's a ton of these UUIDs, but I don't quite understand some of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually put this into a separate struct, and I'll call it struct length string pair, and just put this in here. Cool. Now I'll put this here and put name, and I'll just name this to be length and then the value. Okay. Now I will put another length string pair for the main name, I think. Let's see. Main name. Let's put this here. Cool. We read the number 2, and then we read the number 512, and then the number 6. 6 is interesting. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4. No. We know there's 4 total children, but not direct children. There's only 3 direct children. So, let's see. I think the 6 might mean not that, like... Okay, whatever this is. Whatever. I think this might... Oh, that might be the category count. Okay. That's nice. Okay. So, that probably is category count. And then... If there are 6 categories, then there are 3 reverbs, 0 music cues, 0 parameters. We know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Oh, that's not there. Oh, they might be packing it into a bit field. At any rate, we know. What is the number of total clips, though? I'd like to know. The number of total clips is going to be in like it was around like 53 or something like that. It might be 54 because so might start at 0. Yeah, there's probably 54 of them then. Okay, so 54 in hex would be 36. So that's what we're looking at. We're after the number 36 somewhere. But yeah, this is probably category count. Chat for a second. Xbox has Xbox 360 games. Yeah, sorry, I don't really know what you're talking about. Okie dokie. 3, 5, main, front end, closing. Okay, I don't quite know what that might be. So if there are 8 of these, what could this possibly mean? Might as well just search for it. A8. A8, E5. Yeah, it's not in here. Cool. Cool. Is there any parameters that we can see? Hmm. Okay. The number 9. So what does the number 9 signify? Go all the way down. Can we see the number 9 anywhere? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Then all these, there's 54 of these. So I don't know what 9 might be. 9 might be 1, 2. Damn. Oh, 9 is just this, actually. Which covers this. And then right after that is 80, which is 128, which means we don't know what the fuck that means. And there's 2. And underneath, like, this front end is 3, so not 2. So, fuck. And then there's another 8 bytes of something. Then there's 12. So, oh, okay, I changed my mind. This probably means, like, what banks does it refer to, right? That's probably what that means. So, if this is the bank count, then this is like a bank ID or something like that, and then whatever for whatever reason they list the names of these 2 banks because there's 2 banks. Okay, so that's probably what that means. So we're gonna need to figure out a way to suss out how exactly they declare multiple banks in this file. So let's see. Playback, stop, random events, properties. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Oh, shit. I forgot. I didn't even look at this, dude. I'm so stupid. Okay. So there's an event count of 54, and they've listed that somewhere. There's 132 total instances. So we should be looking out for that kind of name. 2 wave banks. Oh shit, this seems important. We should look at this. Okay. So 10060. Did we see the number 6 anywhere? Oh, maybe. Maybe just maybe. This is some ID. And then dude, I don't know. Let's see. Sample ref counts, stream count. Okay, so we definitely know that there are 2 wave banks, and they declare that somehow. If we look instead at the categories, maybe that tells us other stuff. I don't fucking know. Oh, whatever. We know that there's a reverb count somewhere that tells us that there's 3 of them. But, let's see. We know that they declare that there are a certain number of banks, and then in here there's 512 red as a number. So maybe they have the FSB's like file size inside that itself. That'd be really trippy. Let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And read it as this. That is a very, very large... Actually, no, I'm stupid. That's a string. Sorry, I am dumb. Unfortunate. I was born that way. Okay, these are just... This is a name of a bank. After they have these 8 bytes of something. We can't really make head or tail of what any of that means. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. The unk count of 33 corresponds to this, and I'm sure these are offsets within the file, so FT, I need to sleep. I'll probably watch it in the future, though. See ya, Blue Dragon. Hopefully, you get to hear my voice in the VOD. If the VOD is public, actually, because I actually don't know if I want to make them public. I might keep them exclusive. Because here's the thing, that might incentivize y'all to, you know, tune into the streams. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, these bytes are kind of tripping me up. What the fuck did they do? Oops, almost missed. You will be. Oh, welcome to the stream, Brimothy, my homie, my buddy. Okay, I am dying. I'm dying, said the frog from Shrek. Okay, let's see. Let me check at that. Let me look at the actual FSB, see if I can find anything cool out of there. Because, let's see, the size of this piece of shit is not, in fact, what the fuck they're saying it is. So, yeah. 23980. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I will search for the number 23980 in this file. So let's look. 23980 in hex is 5DAC. Do I see that shit anywhere? It better be there somewhere. 5 or AC 5D. 8 5DAC. I'm being stupid. 5DAC. Number. Okay, search for. Can I search for a number? File, edit, search. Search. Advanced search. Okay. Entire data for binary pattern. Numerical value. There we go. I want to look for 32-bit 23980 in hex. Okay. Found 0 entries. Okay, great. 0 entries. Are you insane? Crazy. It's not even there. Let me look for the number 54. Maybe I can find that somewhere. Okay, now I know you're lying, because there's no way that's not even stored here. Yeah, there's no way. Either that or... No, because the only way it can only know that from here. So they probably do bit packing, in which case, fuck me, I guess. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's scroll down to closing too, so maybe we can get more information this way. We read our UUID for 16 bytes. Right, and then after that we read this number here, which was 0.66 something. And there's another one here, which we read was 0.075. That probably means, like, the time, I think, 0.075 seconds in milliseconds. That is 75 milliseconds. Not 755 milliseconds. Okay. So that's not actually what that is. Fork. Okay. X reference, user property 0. Damn. What you cooking? Trying to import custom audio? I'm stupid. I should read the file title. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is reverse engineer the FEV files, because if I feel like I can yank out information from FEV and turn it into something I can use to rebuild the FTP file from scratch. Or not from scratch, but from basically decompile decompile FEV and FSB into FDP. That's what we're trying to do. Let's see. Okay, well, we know that these 8 bytes are very arbitrary. We don't really know what that means. So, I'll just, fuck it, just keep going. Tonk 5. Okay, Tonk 6. And then a Tonk 7. Then, oh, wait, what the fuck? And then car Tonk 8, which is 8 bytes. Then we have another name, which is bank name 1. And then we have this other number, and then this other number. Okay, so then we have this, and then oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So these definitely are a thing together. So we read the first thing, that is probably the bank account, and then they have like 2 and then that, and then 2 and then that. Okay, so I'll probably create a separate struct. I'll call it struct bank information, or bank info, and then just in there we'll put these guys in there. Then I will put bank info banks on 5. Okay, so if we go underneath this and look at the banks, first one is, there we go, front end is T, and then okay, so first number was that, and then 6 came as the categories. Well, I don't think that is what that is. So would be sick. Yeah. Also, please don't private your streams. I like to go back to them. Actually, Bri, making them private actually incentivizes people to join the stream. So, actually, I might not. I don't know. I don't know if VODs are my thing. I'm gonna be honest. We'll see. Okay, in all likelihood, I'll just post it anyway. But editing it is like hard. I don't do video editing. That's not really my style either. As if I had a style. Okay. Nah, bro. I'm kind of confused as shit. Okay, let's just put this here, and then kind of look at just. Oh no, it died. Okay, well, get rid of these. And look at the. Yeah, we made it this far. Oh, there's so much extra stuff in the file. We just keep going forward and forward and forward and forward and forward to try and get information out of there. Maybe we can get some information out of these banks. Right. Oh, I've been pinged twice. Oh, shit. That is not related to that. Okay. Let me... Yeah, another reason why I'm kind of hesitant to do the VODs is because sometimes I leak information, or not leak information, but, like, I do stuff that's, like, I'd rather not people be able to go back and, like, watch, so, yeah. Okay, I'm not looking at the FEV. No, what the fuck? I'm looking at the FSB. If there's some sort of ID in there. Okay, there absolutely is an ID in there. What the fuck? Okay. So, I'm gonna go now into this here, and there should be a way to parse that out. FSB file. Right. Okay. Refile. Stream net position equals 0. Ah, come on! Damn. Well, I think this has to do with some sort of ID. So, this is a bank ID. So, I'm gonna name this bank ID. And then this, you know, UNC7 is here. So then, let's see. 2, and then 6. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Okay. This 6 is max streams. Okay, max streams. That makes sense. Okay. And then there's this thing that's 512 here, and then not 512 there. It's 512 for the first one, 128 for the other one. Which doesn't make sense. Okay, those are probably flags. I'll be real, these are probably flags. So I'll just name this flags. Bank name. There we go. Now let's go under the category entries. So you can suss out other information here. So there's the child count and okay. Sorry there. I had to sneeze. Oh no. Yeah, that's understandable. Now, could serve as useful ways for people to come and understand what. Oh, okay. I don't just understand where you're coming from, but I know it too. But like, I don't know. I'll think of something. If it's like to the point where like, I don't know, I might just publicize it anyway, and then just say fuck it. So we'll see. Okay, these category entries. We don't really know what's going on here. Most of these are just one. Oh, there's this number here for the category entry for SFX 2D, or actually no, for SFX just in general, which had this number, which is half. So I don't know what the fuck that means. So I'll scroll to the side here. Nope. Here to the side. Soundstage. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what the actual heck this is supposed to be at all. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can shut off my screen for a sec. Alright, so you're gonna slump. Okay, good night, Brimothy. Good night, Brimothy. Sleep tight. Don't let them bed bugs bite. If you let them bed bugs bite, I don't know, man. I might have to kill you. You don't want that, okay? I'll come for you, and you'll die. I'm gonna get you. Get you. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This main thing is like the name of an event group. So there are 3 event groups, I think. No, there are 4 event groups. Okay. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually also kind of getting tired myself. I might have to end stream like super early. Let me quickly check how the stream's actually going. 3 people are watching. Yeah. I think I'm gonna head off. 'Cause I'm really tired. See you guys. Next stream's gonna be me playing Cars 2 arcade, not PC. But stay tuned for that, okay? And by stay tuned, I mean watch out for that, because the stream's gonna end, and after that, there's not gonna be anything. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna play Cars 2 arcade and see if it's actually good. And if it's shit, I don't know. That's a bad thing. That's bad news for you guys because that means I'm gonna quit the modding community. And that means I'm never gonna do anything for you guys ever again. And yeah. But if I really like it, you might get some cool trinkets. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna have so many hot takes, and yeah. I'm gonna work on some of this stuff off camera as well because doing all of it on camera is probably not the smartest idea. Bye.